2021. It's going to be a good year, mate. It's going to be a good year. Have you got any resolutions?
I've already stormed the Capitol building, so I had fun last night. No, I didn't. No, resolutions. Last year, I got my tattoo done.
Yep, you did, yeah. You got full sleeve now, haven't you?
Fully inked. I can close that book down now. I'm not going to... People keep asking me, am I going to get any more? The answer is no.
No!
I'm not going to... I said I'd do it, and I did it, and I'm really, really happy with it. But I'm going to close that chapter down. I got it quite late in life anyway, really, in terms of people doing them. Most people get them when they're quite young.
Bloody hell, mate.
I waited until I was
we aren't that old yet.
Yeah, I know, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's usually impulsive. Well, I took a long time to think about mine, to be honest. But CBT, mate, really. Learn to ride a motorcycle and not die.
Yeah, I'd love to ride a motorbike, but I just don't trust myself. Like, for those who don't know me, I'm so clumsy, and I just would not trust myself to get on one of them. I'd love to, but instant death for me, I think. One day.
How about you?
I mean, I've got a few.
Be less of a cunt, or?
Well, yeah, obviously that, but you've got the usual ones as well, like, stop being such a fat sod and try and lose some weight. But I say that every year. Just got to come to terms with it now, haven't I? Let's be honest. I'm always going to have the old tyre ring, so at least, I'm used to that. Now, resolutions. I guess, first of all, I'd want to maintain the running and improve my time. So, me and Tom have been running, most of last year from the start of lockdown, really, and I discussed I'd like to keep that up. I wanted to get Rocket and Base Set completed as well. So last year I wanted to finish Fossil and Jungle. That's done. So gone to Pokemon already. And next year, 2021, this year, I wanted to finish Rocket and Base Set. So I've started Rocket already. And then another goal for me was I wanted to establish myself properly on eBay as kind of a reseller and selling collectibles basically. So over the last few months I've kind of pushed that up a few gears, and this year I really want to push that.
What's your eBay channel?
So my eBay account is called Sam's Collectibles, and on that,
fair enough.
Tom, you've started eBay as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I say started. I've put together all the foundations, all the planning, but I plan on making a massive go of it. One, because I need to get rid of some stuff. Like, I've got a lot of bulk cards.
Yeah.
But two, I've been watching a few channels on how to make money, and obviously a second income is always good.
100%.
And eBay seems a pretty good way of doing that.
100%.
And, as we all know, cards are rife. People love buying cards and reconnected during COVID with their old passion. So I plan on selling a lot of cards.
Good.
A lot.
And is that like a mixture of cards, or like PSA cards and holos and commons? And is it like going to be like a whole suite almost of cards, or are you going to focus on one
everything.
thing?
Nah, it'd be everything. I mean, I've got a lot of dupes, a lot of duplications, and I've also got, I think, over 1,500 old Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh wow!
And so it'll be absolutely time consuming me putting them on eBay, but once they're on there, the hard bit's done. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is it. I mean, yeah, the hard part with selling on eBay is researching like how much the items are worth. So obviously putting in a price that both fair to you, so you make a profit, but also fair to the buyer. So you've got to do your research and know how to price it. And then I guess the other time consuming part is actually listing. And that is a real ball ache. It's worth it, but it's real time consuming.
Can you like draft them all up into a point where you just want to say publish? Can you draft up like 1,500?
Yeah, you can. So you can set any number of listings as a draft, and then you can make them live as well at any time you like. So you can start working on it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to it's not going to be like half-eyed. It's going to be because when I sell cards, and you might be the same, I want them to be as I would want them. So like if I'm getting a card, I want the person who I'm buying it from, in my head, I want them to have the same values as me. So it'd be loads of good pictures of the card. They're worried about the corners, so you take pictures of the corners, the back. I'm not going to be bigging them up. If they are mint condition, I'll say they're mint, because mint to me is perfect. And so if they're not perfect, they're going to be near mint. And I'm just going to list it all out, like my personal view on what conditions I believe they are in.
Yeah.
What I define as a good condition. I'm going to go the full distance, like, because I feel like it makes a difference, to be honest, in the long run.
No, it does. That's a really good point, actually. I mean, I know we've both said so many occasions where we've looked at a listing on eBay, in the title it's got, near mint, pristine, and you look at the card and it's like creased.
Yeah, it's fucked.
So it's like, I think that's so important. And that actually gets reflected in your feedback. So I've noticed I've started to take a real kind of pride in how I package the cards, which we can get into that, but also the service that I provide, and how well they're wrapped and how timely they're posted, and it really makes a difference. And you see, once you get the good feedback rolling in, I know that if I'm buying something, I will look at someone's profile and I will see their feedback, and those kind of comments where someone says, well packaged, rapid delivery, it does make a difference. It does make a difference.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so yeah, like I said, I'm just putting down every single block of foundation I can before I just say, because even like things like we did the other day, like the business cards, right? And I thought about this. I thought, is it an investment that I'm going to get money back from? And literally, it's going to be a yes, because it makes a difference. Like, I've got cards from people that I think, actually, let's have a look into that store again. Let's have a look what he's got going for him. Like, I do it. It is the extra mile. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it sets you aside. It sets you aside from other people, and people will come back to you. Like you said, it's a short-term investment in terms of money to get all this, the equipment and the business cards and the correct envelopes and the top loaders and the Ultra Pro sleeves, and it's a small-term investment.
Yeah.
Long-term, when that person receives the card, they know that, first of all, you describe the item accurately, but they also know that you sent it in a timely manner, it was packaged correctly. They can trust you, so they'll come back.
Yeah, it also looks like quite professional.
This is it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like someone who's just gone to their loft and just shoving the cards out. I want to be that person who is, and same as you, like, you want to be identified as a seller, a reliable seller, like not just a one-off, not a one-trick pony. You want to be that person who's a good seller and a good point of like, let's see what they've updated today. Have they got any more cards going on there?
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Let's have a quick look.
Exactly. There's such a big difference. I mean, I've received, as of you, I've received the card where it's just literally loose in an envelope, and obviously it gets battered.
Terrible.
I mean, there have been a couple of times I got lucky and they weren't battered, but I don't know what goes through someone's mind when they just send a card loose in an envelope.
Well, this is it, and I always think to myself, if people are buying, it can be Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards, or cards in general. If people are buying cards, then they care about cards. And when you care about cards enough, you care about condition of cards. So, like, and these things, let's be honest, they're fragile, right? It doesn't take much to nip a card and, like, get a bit of whitening and stuff. It's like, shit, like, I genuinely care about how they're packaged. And so it's important. Like I said, if, like you just said then, it's reflected. If you care about the card, then they'll care about purchasing the card from you. And sometimes you see better looking condition cards sometimes, but because you know the seller, it makes a difference. You go to the seller instead.
Yeah, no, that's really true, mate. That's really true. So is it just going to be cards that you're selling, or are you going to look to branch off into anything else?
It's collectibles in general, really.
Okay, that's good.
So like, and little things, like there'll be stuff which I've had knocking around for a while, but the main 99% of it will be cards. But there'll be stuff like coins on there. There'll be some games as well, and DVDs, and all that sort of stuff.
Nice one,
Hidden
mate.
Treasure UK.
See, Hidden Treasures. I told Tom that sounds like a strip club. But it's a good name. It's a good name. Hidden
Treasures. Not bad, is it?
I like it. I guess, it's going to be an interesting journey, isn't it? I mean, I'm waiting on a lot of stuff to arrive. So I've kind of started selling, but the real kind of progress isn't going to happen, I think, at least for another month or two. I'm waiting on a massive package to come from our good friend Arbox Den. That's coming from Australia. And I've got... Crikey! And I've got an even bigger order coming from Japan, from a company called Zen Market. So hopefully, within 6 to 8 weeks, I'm going to have a bunch of Japanese booster boxes and packs and loads of rare singles, and I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's a really cool hobby, and also obviously you can make money from it, which is a good thing. I think it's important, like you said as well, to have that second stream of income.
This is it. In today's world where no one knows what's around the corner, you've got to be able to have multiple layers. And eBay's just one more layer you can rely on sometimes to get that extra bit of income. That and prostitution as well works well.
Yeah. How's that going for you, by the way?
Yeah. Bit dry at the moment. It's drying up.
So, in terms of selling on eBay then, is there any kind of tips you would want to give to people that are interested in starting out? Anything to watch
buy
out
from
for?
Hidden Treasure UK.
Buy from Hidden Treasure UK.
No, what, people who starting out doing eBay in?
Yeah.
It'd be what I said earlier, probably like if you want to receive a card in the nick that you do, be that person to sell it like that as well. Like, the same standards should be reflected in one's self before selling. Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
It's that thing, be treated how you want to treat others, whatever the saying is. It's like the same thing with eBay. If you want a good card, sell a good card. And don't be one of those people that say, like Sam said, it's mint. Is it? It's half a card. It's been ripped. Like, don't be that. That's what I'd say. Like, more pictures the better as well, to be honest. And if it's a holofoil, take a picture of the holofoil because people genuinely care if it's scratched up or not. Don't worry about being on. Like, be honest. That's what I'd say. Be honest.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, I mean, I would say, first of all, definitely, like you said, be accurate with your listings. That's obviously, I think that's the most important thing. Take loads of pictures, make sure the items have got a really good description. So,
yeah.
Something else to think about is the fees, because it's really easy to forget that side of things. And as great as eBay is, they are notorious for taking a hefty old chunk from the sale. And combined with PayPal, I think PayPal take 2.9% and eBay take 10%. So before you've even posted the item, you lose 12.9%. So you sell something for £10, eBay take 29p. So PayPal take 29p, and eBay take £1 before PayPal take their cut. So £1.29 of that £10 item is already gone. Then you've got to post it. So you've got to factor all this into your price. And some people offer free postage. I tend to offer free postage.
I think one thing to avoid is being cliche. So like in your titles, like super rare, ultra mint, like all that sort of stuff, like emojis flying around the fucking, like, forget all that. Like, don't be that person. Literally say how it is. And not all of us have the perfect condition cards. Do you know what I mean? But people aren't looking for perfect condition all the time. There'll be something out there for everyone. People with a budget, people who haven't got a budget, all that sort of stuff. So don't feel like if it's not ultra mint, it won't sell. It's not going to be the case. Yeah,
that's actually a really, really good point. Actually, I've got an example today actually from that. So, as well as Pokemon cards, I'm selling collectibles. So everything from bloody thimbles to video games to all kinds of crap. And I've been flipping a lot of stuff that I've been getting from Facebook Marketplace. It's worked quite well. And one of the bundles I bought was a bundle of Xbox One games. And I've sold them all apart from one game. And this game, the disc, I didn't realise, the disc had some of the actual label ripped off. It played fine, it's been tested, it works fine. But the top of the disc, where it's got the logos and that, a little bit of that had come off. And straight away, that's not very desirable, is it? You'd think.
No.
It's old today, I've got loads of pictures of the front of the disc. You can see everything that's wrong with it. The guy even sent me a message, and we worked out a deal, and he bought it. And that's the kind of thing a lot of people would throw away. Like, people will buy anything within reason. People will buy anything, and you can make money from anything.
No, they will. Yeah.
As long as you're honest, that's the important thing. Like Thomas said, be accurate with your listings.
It's worse getting bad feedback I mean, you might have sold a card that you wanted to get rid of, but you've received negative feedback almost, and it's going to impact further sales anyway. So what you're doing is you're doing yourself a disjustice in a way. You're thinking of the short term. Think of the long term.
No, that's a really good point, mate. That is a really good point. So, are there any other goals then? Any other targets you've got for the year? So you've got your eBay, you've got your
my death row,
your death row, your motorcycle, your CBT. What else? Anything else you want to achieve in 2021?
Get laid? No, I don't know. What, cards wise?
In general, mate. Yeah. Any big cards you're chasing? Any goals?
Oh yeah, there's always cards I'm chasing. I'm always chasing a card. Do you know what would be good? It'd be good if we got our PSA returns from last year.
Oh God,
back.
don't.
So me and Sam, we're keeping track of our very first PSA submission, which we did last July, and we keep joking around like, yeah, she'll be here next month. God, it's going to take 4 months, isn't it? Yeah, 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 months. Okay, it's going to take 6. Yeah, no, it's getting to the point now. It's going to take a year, and she's like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. So I would like to get my PSAs back, within a timely manner.
Give them back now.
Yeah, I mean, hold on a minute. Like, if I was told, like I said to you the other day, if we were told, thanks to the PSA submission, estimated time 1 year. 1 year. They were like, what?
It's shit, but I guess at least we would have known. Whereas,
would you have sent them off though if you knew a year?
I probably would have sent off more. So the problem is now I've got a real dilemma. I want to get some PSA cards in stock on my store, but I've got a pile of about it's nearly 60 cards now that I want to send off. So that's going to cost me a fair old bit to get them graded, but it's a long-term investment. I'm really in two minds about first of all who I do it with, and also when I do it. Because part of me thinks, should I wait until PSA work through the backlog, 3-4 months' time, and then send them off? But then the other half of me thinks, well, send them off now, because you're going to have to wait that 3-4 months anyway to get them sent. I'm really in a few minds. I was even looking at CGC and Beckett instead of PSA.
You're not the only one, because I would have thought. Now I know the unprecedented volumes going into PSAs, they didn't expect it, but it should be now in PSA's interest to get this, to throw the kitchen sink at it, basically. Like, right, we need to get these cards graded, whatever it takes, overtime, everything, double the stuff, because like you said, other people are now looking to other ulterior motives to get their cards done, because some people have got businesses, some people have got passions, but they had a passion 6 months ago. I don't know if they've still got the passion now. They're still waiting for their cards to be returned.
Yeah.
I would have thought PSA would have a genuine interest to throw everything they've got, resource-wise, at getting these cards out the door so they can continue, the service they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, it's word through the grapevine, apparently they have recruited more staff and they've put new procedures in place, and they are getting through the backlog, apparently. But we've not had any updates. And, it does beg the question, how long is it going to take? Because I've got more I want to send off. And I think I might actually use CGC. I know Arbox Den is looking at sending off a big batch for CGC. So I might pick his brain and just get a bit more information and send off some of the less valuable ones to CGC. But I'll have to wait and see.
And you are seeing more on eBay of them now. You're seeing more and more CGC, and
slowly.
Because they're making money. They're making money while PSA is sorting its shit out.
Well, CGC, they've been around for loads. They've been around for, I think, 20 years nearly. They've been grading comics for a very long time. And CGC, they are the staple for grading comic books. If you want to get a comic book, you want it graded by CGC. They just spotted a gap in the market and branched into trading cards, which is a really good idea. But the problem is people know them for comics and not trading cards. Yeah. But you are starting to see more of them, like you said.
It's all in PSA's interest to get this backlog done as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the competitors are going to be the ones benefiting.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm definitely going to look into CGC. I'm definitely going to do that.
Well, I've got comic books to send off for CGC, so I'll send those off here. I won't send cards, but CGC.
See, that's another collectible that sells really well. There's some really valuable comics.
So the comics bit, I've only got about 20 comic books, and to be honest with you, the only reason I'd send them off is because where they've been around in my house for so many years, I don't want to get them worn. I just want to get them like in a nice condition. So it would be for me to hold on to them in like their slabs and stuff. But I've never actually thought about getting into comic books and reselling them. They probably do quite well.
So, I mean, I used to be massively into comics. I had a phase for a good few years. And I really, really got into it. It just got so expensive. Like I was spending.
You got any more Spider-Man?
I was spending like £100 a week just on that week's comic books, and it was. At one point, I had thousands of comics. I cut right back, and I've just decided to keep my Volume 1 of Uncanny X-Men, which runs from like the 70s all the way up to the 2000s. So I've kept that. I've got about. Second.
You're on first name terms with the shopkeeper, weren't you? Hello, Sam.
Good old Rich.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, shout out to limited edition comics in Stevenage. Not that anyone's going to listen to this podcast, but shout out to them because they are really cool guys and they run a really good store. They sell a lot online now as well. Yeah.
They were a good store. COVID fucked them.
And then I left, so they had no revenue. No, it's just it got a bit too much for me just because I'm spending so much money and the big old things and. Yeah, I still love them, like I said. So I only collect Uncanny X-Men now. I think there's 544 issues in that run, and I've got 300 and something. But you should see the size of the box in the bedroom where all these comics are in. Honestly, massive, and it weighs a ton. Forget the gym. You could still work out, but just bench press that box. If you can do one bench press with that, mate, I'll be impressed.
I wonder what. Just going back to PSA, I wonder what would happen if they had a fire. That'd be pretty bad, wouldn't it? It's not like a normal fire. It's people's possessions.
Can you imagine? I mean, so
that'd be just our luck.
I think you get some kind of base insurance when you pay for grading, but knowing our luck, the factory
Third fire and theft. Someone sending their entire collection, years in the making, gone up in smoke.
I've got some image now of some bloke in the kitchen just like leaving something in the microwave for like a minute too long, and it can start smoking, and he doesn't notice, and then before you know it, the old building burns down, and Tom's Charizard is no more.
That'd be the very top of the mountain. No, I mean, like, fucking hell. First edition Charizard up in flames, thousands of copies. Jesus. Well, thanks for listening to the SNT Podcast. As always, make sure to subscribe and follow us, and we will see you next week.
See you later.